Now I'd like for us to look at the second exploration. So in simplest form, we're going to find this function. So here's my f of x again. We're going to say f of 2x. So when I plug in 2x for the x here, I get sine of 2x. Notice that 2x has to go in parentheses. Similarly for this one, I'm going to go ahead and call it y3 since I'm going to call it that in my function, my calculator in a bit. Sine of 1/2 x. All right, we don't know terribly much, I guess, about the sine function. We haven't learned any special rules, at least, to know if anything else can happen with that. So we're going to go ahead and leave it just simplified. That's going to be as simple as it gets. So grab your calculator again. And now your y1 is going to be the same, but now I want to make sure, again, radian mode, same window set up here, but sketch this as y2, right, and then y3 as well. All right, so go ahead and pause the video and plug that in. I'm hoping your image looks kind of like this. Again, my red is that same sine function we started with. The blue, this what looks kind of like a tighter wave to it, right? It's smaller wavelengths. It's going to be that sine of 2x, and actually the sine of 1/2 x is that really long green curve. Right? So take a moment and figure out, see if you can figure out what effect this constant q has whenever I say f of qx, and see if this sign works the same with all of our other functions. Let's take a few moments of reflection there. You might want to pause the video again. Now we notice, if you take a look at my cursor right here, and you can see that I have a slider on that B, which is the exploration we just did. Notice as B, I'm not graphing it. We can see, let's go ahead and take these off and start that back at 0. Right? Or it really started at 1, and as I get bigger, you can see it kind of looks like a slinky moving in, right? And the wave gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, versus I pull it back to be 1, and then the fractional gets wider and wider and wider and wider. Then we get crazy when B gets negative, right? So we're going to focus on really what's happening between 0 and 1, and then what's happening after 1. So hopefully you noticed that a little bit in your exploration, and you could explain that at the bottom, right? That's what you're going to explain here. At this bottom here is saying that it looks like it's stretching towards that y-axis. Again, here my x-intercept is not changing as I'm adjusting this at all. And my cursor's not working anymore.